Hello, true art believers, and welcome to today's live stream. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world. This is Pierson here, and we got a piping hot drawing for you today. It is day 155 of 200 days of drawing, soon to be 200 days of drawing. Then it's going to go to day 201 of 365 days of drawing, because that's when I'm going to go. Probably like 300, either 365 or 300 days. Anyhow, I digress. Before I begin today's drawing, I just want to state that I'm having an art giveaway. If you're interested in winning a free art print, all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel or subscribe to my Twitch channel, whichever platform you are watching me from. Please and thank you. And you got to go to this URL right here at www.mattpearsonart.com/art-line giveaway. It should be in the YouTube description section below the video if you're interested in entering the art giveaway. Now, without further ado, let's begin the drawing. Yeah! Boom. And welcome, friends and family, friends and my art believer family. Okay, so today I'm going to keep it simple. I'm being lazy. Let's do we're going to do like this like we're going to do like a green background. I was originally doing this like grayish mid-tone background. I thought I could maybe go with it for about 7 drawings. I thought I'd be able to do it for 7 drawings, and I decided, you know what? I just can't do it. I just don't have it in me to do 7 drawings like that. So I don't really know what I'm going to draw today. I've been doing a lot of generic cactuses, and I just been doing a lot of generic cactuses. I don't know why. Maybe I'll do let's do like a really like a big one, like a big fat cactus. Right? Let's do like just a simple little cactus. Maybe it has a little bit of something like this. Look at this, something like that. And then let's give it one arm, and then let's give it another arm right here. And then maybe the arm on the right here is in the front, right? And then we're going to do a little bit of this right here, and we're going to give a little bit of like lines right here. I'm going to do some cast shadow so we know where the shadow's at, and then maybe have like a shadow right here so I know where the shadow's at here. All right, so that's going to be our cactus today. I've been doing just these generic cactuses simply because as of lately, it's just been very hard to sit back and take a moment to go and do a little bit of like photo research. I know that sounds like a very simple task to do, but apparently for me, it's very hard. It's very hard for me to get down at the end of the day and start like researching new cactus drawings or new sources for my cactuses to draw from. So I just been kind of winging it as of lately, and I guess to some extent I am doing pretty well, but I wish I could do better. Right? We could always do better. I'm not gonna lie. Today was like I was thinking to myself, how am I gonna make it? How am I gonna make this drawing session? Because I've been out in the sun all day, and for those who've ever been out in the sun all day and just know how like energy sapping it is, it can be a very, very like energy draining activity. I don't like the angle here, so I'm going to do that. I'm not liking the way I'm positioning my pot. Let's see. Maybe it's just too high up. So I wish I had something of like of pertinence to say. I guess I could piggyback off the idea from yesterday where don't be afraid, where I was talking about don't be afraid of external forces to uh, dictating what you're dictating your like choices essentially. But maybe I'll do something a little bit different. Like I was thinking about this. This has been a recurring theme with these live streams is just talking about just showing up and doing the work, you know. And I think I come back to this idea. Hey, how are you doing today? I think I come back to this idea because this whole endeavor of doing these live streams is very. I'm doing good. I'm a little sunburnt, and a little tired actually. I don't like this right here. Here's what I want to do. That's what I want. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this. I'm going to erase this area right here. So what it turns out, what I wanted is I wanted to make this wider. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing these. I'm just drawing today. I'm happy that I'm able to get this drawing started. You know, um, not no complaints on my behalf. I'm doing fine. I think I think a lot. If I wanted to do some, if I would do some like soul searching, I could probably find something to complain about. Like there's all of us can find something to be complaining about to complain about, you know. And so typically, I try not to find. I try not to look for that kind of thing. I don't go around like I don't spend my energy looking for something to complain about because it doesn't do me any good, right? I hope you can understand that, right? I think many of us can understand that to some extent, right? It doesn't do me any good to find like a source or something to complain about. What's this little? There you go. Oops. No, what's going on? Oops. I just deleted something. I didn't even know it. Deselect. There we go. I was hitting all a bunch of keys that I didn't know what I was doing. Certainly, it could be better. You know, it could definitely be better. There we go. Now we're gonna go to the background. What color did I have last time? I had like I had red and teal. So this time I'm gonna do I think red was the first color. So I'm gonna move down to like this, like a pinkish maroon, tone. And we're just gonna do this as outline. Ooh, look at that. That is a pretty color. What's a pog? I'm gonna have to look that up. And am I? I'm gonna be like, what's a pog? I hope it's not like insulting. So I think I was going to piggyback on the idea of this notion where you don't want to have be afraid of people's perceptions of you. Like people can be like people always are going to have an opinion, right? They're always going to have an opinion, and um, it's usually people that are really close to you that have strong opinions about what you're doing sometimes, and that sucks too. That does suck. You're like you don't want those like friends and family to be have these like really strong opinions about what you're doing, like because it's like I'm trying to do something important, or at least it's important to me, and then you want that like support from your friends and family, but sometimes they don't give it to you, and I'm not like referring to me personally, although there might be some actual truth to what I'm saying or like relevance, but I'm not saying that that's the case to for the most part. Um, But if you're worried about what other people think about what you're doing, you need to kind of step back and do a little bit of self-evaluation. Um, you gotta be confident in your own you gotta be confident, and you got to believe in yourself. And oftentimes when you're younger, you're always looking for like a third party opinion. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's good to have like an outside like source as a gauge, but you don't want to be beholden to that, right? You don't want it to affect your like emotional well-being, I guess. Um, so that's what I typically think about a lot. I think about that and I try to use it as a motivator and say, you know what I'm doing here has meaning to me. And even if people do not understand it, I enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy it. And I think there is some relevance to it. At least it's relevant to me, right? There we go. So that's fine. I normally these little weird edges here would bother me, but I'm not too. I don't really care. you know, it's not going to affect my day. But I think what I was going about was after that, the initial concept was showing up, you know, and when you show up, you put in the effort, right? And that's one of the things I've been trying to think about. I've been pondering with what I'm doing is just coming in and showing up. Like showing up's half the battle. Like I think a lot of people use this relationship this analogy of like they want to get in shape, right? So what they got to do is they set this like goal of at least putting on their gym clothes, and then they say, "Well, I already put my gym clothes on. I might as well go outside and put my gym shoes on, and I go outside and go for and this go outside." And then the next like my marker would be like, "Okay, I've put my gym clothes on. I put my gym shoes on. I think what I can do is maybe what if I just go and take a walk down the block, you know?" Or maybe I put my gym clothes, gym shoes. What if I drive to the gym? Just so like slow incremental steps to being a better you is what I'm trying to like express here, you know? So like for me it's like what if I start the live stream and I do my drawing and so forth. So I've already established the steps to what I need to do to get closer to my goal of doing these live streams. It's almost like habit now. But showing up is half the battle. It means what happens is when you show up to do these things, there's less and less like mental friction to get started. And I think that is one of the like key elements that stops us from doing things. There's like a small little devil or angel on your shoulder telling you to not do some of these things that you want to do. Like, oh, I should work out, or I maybe I want to learn how to play the piano, or maybe I want to read that book, but you're just you're just too afraid, or like it's just like some sort of it's like a subconscious inconvenience, even though really there's nothing inconvenient about it at all. It's just inconvenient that that you have to do it, or you've decided to do it, but it's just like, but I really don't want to. You find yourself making like these rational excuses to why you're not doing these things, right? And I find and it's very hard. It's easy to do that, right? So showing up is just like half the battle within your this mental like struggles that we all kind of have. So what I'm doing now is just kind of doing these outlines, and I'm going to use these little purposeful like outlines I've drawn here as a guideline. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that as a guideline the darker tones. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to make some adjustments. We're just going to kind of outline. Agreed. We're just going to outline this with like darker tones here, so I have an idea of like those like grooves that I kind of drawn here. So that's what I've been doing here. And yeah, so showing up is half the battle. And I know it sounds like it's so basic of a concept, and it's really it's an overly simplistic approach, you know. But showing up means that you're putting forth an effort that maybe a larger portion of the population aren't doing. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. Like we all have our priorities, man. Like Gary Vaynerchuk, he was talking about like, what if I like watching, you know, TV, you know, and I enjoy that, then do it. There's nothing wrong with that. I like watching TV, but you know what? I also like what's more appealing to me is doing these drawings. I feel more fulfilled in my life when I do these drawings. After I watch an episode of television, I don't feel really happy. You know, not because like what's being aired on television. It's just like I just don't feel good. I feel like I've cheated myself out of something. You know. So there we go. That's just a simple. Even though look at this, don't get me wrong. It's not going to look like this. This is just the underdrawing. As a matter of fact, I need to do one more thing on the. I'm going to do some erasing right here. There we go. We'll leave it like that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom out, and we're just going to remove that. We don't need those lines anymore. Or maybe I do. I don't know. We might go back and forth. I don't think I need them. I'm going to open the background. I'm going to close this area out, and we're going to apparently stretch. Oh gosh, this chair is not comfortable. This is not a comfortable chair, folks. It's not comfortable. Sorry, it's not my chair. I'm on vacation. This is my vacation. This is my vacation live stream, by the way. Okay, we got this pink. I'm going to do some of this teal here. I'm going to whoop, and we're going to do. There we go. Oh, what did I do? Brush mode. What mode are we on? So I got to see what I'm doing here. Mode. Oh, I think I'm on eraser still. Nope. What brush mode am I on? Okay, opacity, flow, and maybe do this. Why is it doing that? Oh, apparently I set the background colors wrong. Unless we're going to reverse it, and then we're going to go back and do this. There we go. So I don't know why it's doing that, but apparently there we go. There we go. It was on like background color for some odd reason, and I didn't set the background color like that. So we're gonna do this. Woo! Look at that color. Look at that teal, man. That is a nice teal. We're gonna get the hard edge, and we're gonna go real large like this. I'm gonna do a real large again, and go real large, and then we're gonna go with the soft round. Take the soft round, get a large soft round, kind of blend that in. Blend it in real smooth, like, or smoothish. Maybe go a little larger. But yeah, it's these live streams are actually they're quite challenging. You kind of put yourself out there. What about those those people? Oh my gosh. I if I was a person in a hot tub right now and like years later that would have been, gosh, man. What was it like the I'm just thinking like in the future, when if you're like those TikTok thoughts, or is it Twitch thoughts? They're called thoughts, right? Is that what they call them? I didn't know what that acronym meant until I found out later. But what about like later on when you're older? I don't know. I'm getting into my own head right now. I'm thinking like these weird like scenarios. All right, buddy. Here we go. Oh no, what's going on? This is a huge brush here. How did I make the brush so large? All right, let's do another layer. Gonna get this right here. I'm gonna erase. And then we're gonna go another. Well, on this layer, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this tone. We're gonna do like a darker tone. This is what I've been doing lately. Is I've been like doing these darker like edges. Sort of like a glow. Around them a little bit, kind of like a glow. Or maybe this one, I'm gonna do something like this. We'll do this. I like to do like a little bit of this to kind of add like this weird, just a little bit of like a glow on the bottom here. Just kind of have fun with it. And even do, oops, there we go. Do this. So I don't really have any more thoughts about the topic that I was discussing earlier. I think I've kind of discussed it in enough, and I don't really have much more to talk about it. It's also slowing me down drawing wise. Like I'm normally much farther along, but I think I did a little bit more than normal. Okay, next layer. Normally around, yeah, I've done a little bit more. This is a longer drawing session. Don't normally like to go this long, but I'm doing a little bit more elaborate, a little bit more of an elaborate drawing. What's this? Ooh, that's not supposed to be there. You see that? Let's erase that. Can I erase it, or it has to be on this area? Let's nope. We're gonna have to. How do you disconnect this layer? Aha. No? What layer is that off of? Is it the sand layer? Aha! It was the sand layer. All right. We're making good time here. By the way, if anyone's interested, I'm hosting or having an art giveaway. And if you are interested, ooh, no, 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 we don't want that on the sand layer. Yeah, if you are interested in the opportunity to win one of these cactus drawings, I am giving away a cactus art print, and all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel and or Twitch channel, wherever you're watching from, and then go to the link that's just kind of like scrolling around on the bottom there and enter through there. You receive an email saying, hey, thank you for submitted your for entering the art giveaway. And then around August 15th is when I'll be drawing the winner, and I'll be announcing the winner then. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, feel free to do so. If not, no big deal. Not going to ruin my day. Again, I try not to have external forces dictate how I feel without the day. Although, sometimes there's times that like it does. And there's times that are a little harder than others, right? We all have like harder days than others. Some days are really good, some days are not so good, We all experience that to some degree. There we go. And I think I'm gonna make this area a little bit darker. So that's what I'm doing right now. And my goal for the year is to have 12 art giveaways. So if you don't do it this time, don't be get discouraged. I will be having more. It just all depends on how long it takes me to set up the next art giveaway, because I got to set up a new landing page, and I got to set up a way for people to uh, uh, enter into the contest. And it's just a slow thing that I just don't always have time to do because I'm too busy doing these drawings. But I am going to try to set a goal of having 12 art giveaways. I think I've done 3. I think this might be the 4th one so far. Don't know yet. I gotta verify how many art giveaways I've done already. All right, we're gonna go to sand. I'm getting too little too complex with this one. This is going to be like an hour-long live stream. I did not intend for it to be an hour-long live stream. I thought I was going to get done, get in, get out, have a good time with it. But things are going a little bit fat. They're taking a little bit longer than I expected. And, that happens. No big deal. I wish it was not the case. The reason why it's not that I don't like live streaming. It's just like sometimes, or doing these live streams is sometimes you want the drawing to happen to form more organically. Like you want it to have like no struggle. Like I don't want to have to like fight the drawing. And then sometimes when I do these drawings, I think I'm going to sneeze. Sorry about that. I was going to sneeze real hard. You ever sneeze so hard you get like a little floaty thing? Like, that's not good. No, but there are days. Oh no, man, I was gonna pan out of that window there. Didn't mean to. That things are not going. They're not going as fast as they could. Like so, I'm. This drawing is going a little slower than I expected it, and that happens. So I just gotta understand that not every day is going to be a very. You're going to have those days that things kind of move fluidly, like organically, and this is one of those days, right? You gotta just understand that there's days like that. And so this one's going to be this drawing's going to be like a slower drawing, but the outcome when it's done, it's going to look pretty good. At least I think it will. I don't know. We'll see. Some days I'm like, oh, is this going to pan out? And I think I'll leave it like that. And now we're going to go to the cactus, and we're going to basically use an airbrush on these lines here. And we're going to start out, we're going to zoom out real quick like that. I'm going to go from here using a soft round brush, which is basically an airbrush. And we're going to do like these lighter tones here. Lighter tones right here. What I'm going to do is, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take this tone and we're going to do these, kind of like these airbrush lines here. Again, all this is going to be tightened up later on. We're going to tighten it up later. We're going to make it more crisp, a little bit more legible. But we're just doing this so that we have them there. So something like this. I have like a semi-brighter tone right here. I just put those in between just as a place marker so that when I do start using my texture lines, I'll have an idea of where I'm going with these lines. Again, this is a different methodology than what I'm normally used to. So I'm kind of doing things a little bit differently this time. And it's going to affect the outcome a little bit. It's going to change things up a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. There you go. We're going to do something like that. And that's just enough information for me to go off of and kind of deal with it using the texture brush. So I'm going to be using this texture brush that I've gotten pretty good at using. Oh man, I'm sunburnt everywhere. I'm like sunburnt, you know? All right, so I'm pretty good at this. I've got at least this. I'm going to say this now, and then all of a sudden I'm going to like just destroy it, right? What I'm going to do is we're going to do 2 layers. The first layer, this layer, I'm going to. No, we're not. We're not even going to do 2 layers yet. We're just going to start. Let's just kind of start this, kind of get it going with the texture here. All right, just to get these texture lines here. And now this is new for me. This is the new. It's new to put these lines here at the beginning. Although I don't know if it's a good idea for me to put them at the beginning. I think I'm gonna have to think about this later on and say this might have to be one of those details I put in afterwards. Because I can see it kind of backfiring because it's going to backfire. Actually, we're not even going to put those in yet. We're going to use these outlines here later on to determine those curvilinear lines. But what I'm going to do first is we're going to start off simple because these lines here are it's too much detail at this point. So we're going to go over them and I'll know what to do in the future. I'm going to put those forms later on, just not right now. So we're going to treat this as like a cylinder, and we're just going to treat it like my other cactus drawings for a while, as I treat it like how I usually treat all my other cactus drawings, which is just a giant cylinder. And we're just going to go from light to dark, and then then we're going to add those riblet forms that you see later on. I want to make sure I have a nice like shape, a nice cactus shape before I actually get to those small minutia, the small details in the drawing. I know it seems kind of silly, and it's something that probably isn't necessary, but I feel that if I go to those lines, if I have those lines on top, I'm gonna be like weaving in and out of those, and I don't want to be weaving in and out. I want to be able to work with these larger forms and larger shapes before I start adding those smaller forms. And it's just a simple little thing that I feel is going to be easier to deal with later on, as opposed to kind of starting off with these like not highly detailed shapes, but with these more tiny forms that I have to kind of move around using this thicker brush. All right, so now this is going to be really, really dark. So I'm going to do like really, really dark right here. And this is going to be like a dark spot right here. So forth. So this is taking me a lot longer. I expect it to be done, or like closer to done. So not closer to done, but I didn't expect this drawing to kind of drag on. And I think it's because I had like a longer dialogue. You know, maybe I was trying to find some sort of like pertinent thing to talk about at the beginning and so forth. And I think I found something of relevance. And it's going to be probably an ongoing topic I kind of talk about as I draw. And then maybe I have a weird philosophy in drawing and art, you know, as I've started drawing more and more, and as I've uh, been working professionally for a while, um, I have a weird like perspective on art, you know, and some of my perspectives fit with align with a lot of artists, and some of them don't align with, and they align with, and some of them kind of disagree with a lot of artists, you know. I have a weird perspective on it. So I kind of like it like this. So this is kind of nice. Maybe do a few more little like get a few more of those brushy strokes here. Maybe put some of this tone right here. So a little bit. Now I have the shape that I have. I think I like that. What I want to do now is I'm going to use this as a guideline, and we're going to take this like dark tone. We're going to take this dark tone. And we're just going to draw those lines out that I kind of drew on top of here as a guide. And then we're gonna remove this underline, these top lines, just like not remove it, but just make it disappear. I just want to see what these lines I made previously and use them as a guide. For how I'm going to do the texture. And there we go. Now we're going to remove the outline. So now we have them, see? So that's what I wanted, right? I wanted to be able to see those lines, and that way I can use it as a guideline. So that was much easier than having to weave thread through those forms. And that's what I was concerned about. I was concerned that I'd have to draw around these forms. So that's why I decided to stick with a simpler shape, drawing with simpler shapes on top, and then I was going to add these later on. So that's what I'm probably going to do in the future. It wasn't apparent to me what I needed to do if I um, drew these ahead of time. And as I started drawing, you know, I said to myself, this is what I'm probably going to have to do. I'm going to have to do this. And I think it was a good choice to kind of use that thought process. So I'm going to start doing that in the future. Right here, just kind of lighten them up a little bit. Maybe add some like a darker area right here. Kind of goes down a little bit right here. And I have like a highlighted one. Then right here, have a little bit of like a darker tone that kind of goes right here. You know, just playing around with it a little bit. Using the fade a little bit here. I think that's a little bright. Let's see if we can move around. you go. Let's get a little darker here and some. Yeah, so it's looking pretty good. Just kind of manipulating some of these forms, adding some colors, some highlights in certain areas. Just testing, just doing some color extractions using the eyedrop tool in certain areas just to kind of do a quick color grab of these areas a little bit. I'm gonna do like a little bit of like a darker tone around here a little bit. So it feels like it's bending inward a little bit. There we go. So I think I've got things that my cactuses have evolved a little bit. I've been saying a little bit too much, don't you think? They've evolved. They've gotten better in a different way. I believe I've gotten to the point where I've been able to manipulate this textured brush pretty well, and I think it's helped. It's progressed in a manner that shows some growth. It only took about 100 of these, or 50 of them, to really show that growth. So a little bit right here. Now this area, I'm a little bit, I don't know how I want to pursue it right now. I gotta kind of fill around with it. I like this. I kind of like this. I don't know. There we go. I think this area is pretty much done. I might do something like right here, add a little bit of like darker tones. You know, with this type of drawing, you can kind of keep fiddling around with it until the end of time, essentially, and you got to kind of decide where you want to cut your losses, right? Why is it my brush? Okay, what I do? Let's see here. My brush, what if I do this? Okay, there we go. That's what, for some reason, I lost my brush, my stylus stopped like recognizing it just lost all like recognition of the computer. So I was like, why is it doing this? And sometimes I have to like do some weird like trick. Usually it involves me using the eraser tool to erase something and then basically and to basically use the eraser tool and then go back so that it recognizes that the stylus is there. It's really weird. I don't know why it does that. This chair is so uncomfortable. Anyone ever have like a speaking of chairs, I saw this on like a Twitch channel the other day. Not the other day, but a while back. And like they had like a GoFundMe page for the Twitch artist had like a GoFundMe page for like I need a new chair. My goal is to make this much money or to have this many people donate so that I can get a new chair so I can do to continue my live streams. I thought that was weird. Okay, done. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I think it's done. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to put some thorns on there and call it a day. This is taking way too long. I think my patience level has hit the roof. And because of that, we're just going to move on and do some thorns. There you go. It's been a day. I actually had to take a cup of coffee before I decided it, not decided, but before I sat down to do this live stream. I was like, man, I am tired. I'm like yawning every 5 seconds. I just can't seem to keep up, you know. I've been outside all day catching the rays. It's amazing how much sun like just like drains the energy out of you, especially if you didn't drink a lot of water. I don't think I drank enough water. All right, getting like getting like a stiff hand. And by the way, if you like enjoy this if you enjoy this content, you know, and you like artist interviews, you like live streams, artist interviews, the occasional paint pour, the occasional art tutorial, depends on how much time I have. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really does help. And the benefit to subscribing is not only do you, well, you get to be notified whenever I start my live stream, but also you'll be one of the first people to know when I have my next art giveaway. So, you know, it's a win-win, right? I need some cool music. I used to listen to music when I was doing these live streams, and I was finding that I just couldn't talk. I just couldn't think at all because the music was like distracting. It's like being in a club and you're trying to talk to people like, oh, this music's really good. Oh, and you're like, I can't hear you at all, and I can't even hear my own thoughts. So the I like the way that I've been starting to do the cactuses, how I've changed, how they've kind of gotten better at like using that texture brush to kind of make those like divot forms. I don't know if the thorns at this point kind of fit along with that method. Um, I don't know when I'm going to find a way that's going to make it work. Perhaps it's going to take me another 50 more cactuses to really kind of unify the thorns with the new variation of cactus that I've kind of started doing. All right, I'm going to zoom out, and that's it. Kind of sorted. I don't know if I really like the thorns that much, but you know, again, it goes back to the whole conversation, the whole dialogue that I had earlier about just showing up and not worrying about whether every single thing that you do is the best. You just want to do it to the best of your ability at that time, right? So there's certain days that you are doing you're all like your all pistons are firing at full capacity, and you're just able to like really render and draw really well, and you're able to see nothing. There's no mistakes. Every decision you make with your drawings is boom, 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 right? But there's some days like this day, right? You're just, you're some of the choices you make aren't as good as other choices. So this is P21, 155 out of 200. Zoom out. And that is it, friends. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I know that time is valuable, and I appreciate you spending time with me, watching me make this cactus drawing. And for those that are interested, if you are interested in winning an art print, and you're looking to expand your own art, what's it called? Your own art collection, right? All you got to do is subscribe to my YouTube and or Twitch channel, whatever place you're watching, whatever platform you're watching from, and go to the link below at www.mattpiersonart.com/art giveaway and enter in your information. You will receive an email saying, "Hey, thank you for submitting, entering the competition," and you will be notified August 15th when the art for who you'll be notified the winner of the art contest. And don't be discouraged if you don't win. I will be having many more in the next foreseeable future, at least 6 more, or supposedly. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this live broadcast, and I really do appreciate you. And don't forget to subscribe for more. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day. I got to get going. It's been a long one. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Pierson out.